starting a new chapter, chapter 8, Psychology and Life. In this chapter, we will read about environment and its importance. Nowadays, we are getting problems in environment. That is why people are getting affected in psychological terms. On the other hand, behavior is also affecting the environment. So, firstly, we will read about environment. What is environment? The word environment refers to all that is around us, literally anything that surrounds us. It means that everything that surrounds us, including the physical, social, and cultural environment. So, we find here three types of environment: physical environment, social environment, and cultural environment. So, come to the first physical environment. The physical environment includes land, air, water, plants and animals, buildings and other infrastructure. Social environment. A person's social environment is their society and all surroundings influenced in some way by humans. It includes all relationships, institutions, culture and physical structures. The third is cultural environment. Cultural environment is a set of beliefs, practices, customs and behaviors that are found to be common to everyone that is living within a certain population. Cultural environment shapes the way that every person develops, influencing ideologies and personalities. There is more than one way of looking at the human environment relationship, depending largely on how this relationship is perceived by human beings. Three approaches of the human environment relationship. A psychologist named Stockels proposed these three approaches in 1990 to describe the human environment relationship. The first is minimalist perspective. This view assumes that physical environment has negligible influence on human behavior. Both run parallel to each other. The minimalist view assumes that physical setting play a minor or negligible role in facilitating the goals and aspirations of their users. ये अप्रोच बताती है कि इन्वायरमेंट के ऊपर हमारा कंट्रोल रहता है और ये तब तक हमें प्रभावित नहीं कर सकता जब तक हम ना चाहें. The second is instrumental perspective. According to this approach, environment is simply provider. It is for the comfort of us. Human beings can use the environment as per their needs. The instrumental perspective views physical setting as tools for supporting individual productivity and organizational effectiveness. बेसिकली ये पर्सपेक्टिव कह रहा है कि इन्वायरमेंट लोगों के यूज़ के लिए ही होता है, जैसे वाटर पीने के लिए है, ट्रीज फ्रूट्स खाने के लिए या फिर मेडिसिनल यूज़ के लिए. द लास्ट पर्सपेक्टिव इज द स्पिरिचुअल पर्सपेक्टिव. It refers to the view of the environment as something to be respected and valued rather than exploited. This perspective of human environment relationship says that the physical environment exists chiefly for use by human beings for their comfort and well-being. The impact of human activities on the environment reflects the instrumental perspective. Spiritual environment perspective हमें ये बताता है कि जो भी कुछ हमें मिला है उसकी रिस्पेक्ट करें, क्योंकि जब तक environment healthy है तब तक आप खुश रहेंगे, because you are dependent on environment. Now the next topic is environmental effects on human behavior. The human-environment relationship can be appreciated fully by understanding that the two influence each other and depend on each other. The environment can influence mood. For example, that rooms with bright light, both natural and artificial, can improve health outcomes such as depression, agitations, and sleep. Some of the effects pointed out by psychologists are Environmental influence on perception. Some aspects of the environment influence human perception. Our socio-economic label, family background, and position in the community all will influence our perception of others. For example, tribal societies of Africa living in circular huts show less error in a geometrical illusion than people from cities living in houses with angular walls. The second is environmental influence on emotion. The environment affects our reactions. For example, watching nature in any form, whether it is a flowing river, a smiling flower, or a mountain top, provides a kind of joy that cannot be matched by any other experience. Natural disasters such as floods, droughts, earthquakes can affect people's emotions to such an extent that they experience deep depression and sorrow. Nowadays, we are facing corona, and some people are getting depressed and take the help of psychiatrists. Such an influence on human emotions in a traumatic experience that changes people's lives forever and can last for a very long time after the actual event in the form of past traumatic stress disorder. What is past traumatic stress disorder? In this disorder, one gets failure to recover after experiencing or witnessing a terrifying event. The last is ecological influences on occupation, living style, and attitudes. The natural environment of a particular region determines rely on agriculture or on other occupations such as hunting, etc. The occupation determines the lifestyle and attitudes of the residents of a particular geographical region. We can see that an agricultural society has to depend on the collective efforts of the members. Therefore, the members of an agricultural society develop an attitude of cooperativeness and consider group interest more important than the individual's interest. On the other hand, highly industrialized societies feel less close to and less dependent on nature. Members of these societies may value independent thinking. Now we will talk about the human influence on the environment. Human beings also exert their influence on the natural environment for fulfilling their physical needs and other purposes. Some of human actions harm and damage the environment and ultimately harm themselves in numerous ways. Indeed, human behavior, particularly influencing on the environment in negative manner. For example, human beings use home appliances such as refrigerators and air conditioners that generate chemical substances that pollute the air and in the long run may be responsible for physical diseases such as some forms of cancer. Smoking is known to pollute the air around us, and the burning of plastic or metal articles has disastrous polluting effects on the environment. Noise pollution, crowding, and natural disasters are some examples of environmental stressors. Pollution, it has three types. First is noise pollution. Any sound which an individual finds unpleasant in a particular situation is considered noise or sound pollution. It has negative effects on mental activity because it reduces concentration. Many of you might have experienced this whenever you try to study for your examination with the neighbors celebrating a marriage with loudspeakers. The second is air pollution. Emission of toxic gases to automobile and industrial emissions cause adverse effect on the health. People do not like to live or work in a locality that has a constant foul smell. Similarly, the presence of suffocation and difficulty in breathing and may actually lead to respiratory disorders. People who experience this kind of discomfort cannot pay full attention to their work or be in a pleasant mood. Air pollution caused by leaks of dangerous chemical substances can cause other kinds of harm. The infamous Bhopal gas tragedy of December 1984 that claimed many lives also left behind psychological effects because of the gas. Many of those who had inhaled the gas methyl isocyanate along with other substances showed disturbances in memory, attention and alertness. Now we will discuss crowding, that is the another environmental stressor. What is crowding? Most of us are familiar with crowds, which are large informal groups of persons coming together temporarily without any particular goal. For example, when a famous person suddenly appears on the road, people who are present in the situation at the time often collect around the scene just to watch the person, but crowding has a different meaning. It is a psychological crampedness. It has negative effects on task performance. It refers to a feeling of discomfort because there are too many people or things around us, giving us the experience of physical restriction and sometimes the lack of privacy. The experience of crowding has the following features. The first is feeling of discomfort. When we go to a place where we get crowd, we feel discomfort. For example, हम कभी भी जब मार्केट जाते हैं वहाँ अगर बहुत ज़्यादा भीड़ होती है then we feel discomfort. The second is loss or decrease in privacy. It gives feelings that individuals' personal space is being invaded. In joint families, we get this type of problem. The third is negative view of the space around the person. It means negative view of space जब हमें space कम लगने लगता है और लोग बहुत ज़्यादा लगने लगते हैं. The fourth is feeling of loss of control over social interaction. इट मीन्स कि जब लोग ज़्यादा हो जाते हैं तो सोशल इंटरेक्शन डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है. जैसे बहुत बार क्राउड में ऐसा भी होता है कि आपकी वॉइस भी कम हो जाती है. नाउ व्हाट इज डेंसिटी? क्राउडिंग रिलेटेड टू डेंसिटी, दैट इज द नंबर ऑफ पर्सन्स विद इन द अवेलेबल स्पेस. इट मीन्स कि नंबर ऑफ पीपल की वजह से क्राउड नहीं होता, बट अवेलेबल स्पेस नंबर ऑफ पीपल के अकॉर्डिंग कितना है उससे क्राउड बनता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if there are 30 seats in your classroom and there are sitting 50 students, then we will say that crowd in the class. Positive experience of crowding. It is not necessary that we always feel negative in crowding. Sometimes we feel positive. It means that sometimes it happens when we feel comfortable in crowd, like Dr. K.N. Modi Foundation organized a fair on 8th of Feb and there was too much crowd, but everyone feels comfortable and happy. After all, what is a mela or wedding ceremony if there are few people? Now we will discuss the effects of crowding on human behavior. Effects of crowding. The first is crowding and high density lead to abnormal behavior and aggression. This was shown many years ago in a study of rats. These rats were placed in an enclosure, initially in small numbers. As their population increased within this enclosed space, they started showing aggressive and unusual behavior. Among human beings also, an increase in population has sometimes been found to be accompanied by an increase in violent crime. The second point, crowding leads to lowered performance on difficult tasks that involve cognitive processes. We feel uncomfortable in crowd and we get unable to concentrate, so our performance will become low. We will take here example of classroom. अगर एक क्लासरूम में बहुत ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स होंगे तो डिस्ट्रैक्शन की पॉसिबिलिटीज़ भी बढ़ जाती हैं. बेशक स्टूडेंट्स क्वाइटली सुन भी रहे होंगे, फिर भी उनको लगता है कि वो एक अनकंफर्टेबल जोन में बैठे हैं, तब वहाँ एडवर्स इफेक्ट ऑफ मेमोरी के चांसेस बढ़ जाते हैं. The third is children growing up in a very crowded household show lower academic performance. They also show a weaker tendency to continue working on a task if they are unsuccessful at it compared to children growing up in non-crowded households. They experience greater conflict with their parents and get less support from their family members. The last point is decrease in personal space. Personal space or the comfortable physical space one generally likes to maintain around oneself is affected by a high density environment. In a crowded context, there is a restriction on personal space and this can also be a cause of negative reactions to crowding. Now we are taking the another topic, natural disasters. In previous topics, we have talked about the environmental stressors such as various forms of pollution, crowding. These are the result of human behavior. By contrast, natural disasters are stressful experience. What is natural disaster? Natural disasters are stressful experiences that are the result of nature's fury, the consequence of disturbances in the natural environment. Common examples of natural disasters are earthquakes, floods, cyclones, etc. Today, the world is facing corona epidemics. This type of events are called disasters because they cannot be prevented, usually come without any warning and result in immense damage to human lives. There are so many psychological effects of natural disasters like mental illness, depression, extreme stress, anxiety, eating disorders, obsessive compulsion. How to minimize the effects of natural disasters? Although we are aware that most natural disasters can be predicted only in a limited way, there are ways of being prepared to minimize their devastating consequences in the form of warnings, safety measures, treatment of psychological disorders. Warnings. If you have been listening to the radio in the recent past, you might have heard advertisement that mention what people should do when it is announced that some natural disasters such as a cyclone are predicted. Fishermen are asked not to move into the sea. Safety measures. Unfortunately, in the case of some natural disasters such as earthquakes, even if prediction is possible, the events come in too suddenly for people to be warned or to be mentally prepared. Therefore, tips are given beforehand about what to do when there is an earthquake. Treatment of psychological disorders. This includes self-help approaches as well as professional treatment.